the deal, man? Another episode of Fueled by Craft. Not going to be too long of an episode. I only got two topics that I do want to touch on today. And with WrestleMania season coming up, I felt like it was really appropriate to shine some light on Shawn Michaels and the good job he's done building the next batch of superstars for the WWE. In November 2018, he started working as a writer/producer under his longtime friend Triple H. And in late 2022, his role was confirmed as the Senior VP of Talent Development and Creation. And like I said, WrestleMania is coming up, and that's the biggest stage that you can be presented on as a WWE wrestler. There's going to be a lot of new faces that are presented to this big of a crowd for the first time. And I kind of wanted to just go over and highlight a lot of these new guys that Shawn Michaels helped bring up who are having some big-time matches and play a big-time role in this year's WrestleMania. With the first one being Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I feel like this match overall is a great way to just build the next legit beast. Brock Lesnar is getting old, is on that part-time contract. So I feel like WWE is now ready to find their next enforcer. You believe the outcome is going to be him destroying his opponent and winning whatever match he's put in. And I think a great way to do that is putting Obafemi up against Brock Lesnar in only his second PLE match. And I think that just goes a long way in showing how much WWE believes in Oba. His first PLE match going against WWE champion at the time, Cody Rhodes, and now his second PLE match on WrestleMania, he's going against Brock Lesnar. But I feel like more than anybody, Obafemi needs this win over Brock Lesnar. They did a similar thing with Omos. A few years ago in a program with Brock Lesnar. So hopefully WWE doesn't even take that route again. Honestly, a waste of time because we don't even see Omos on TV. I think he's just now being kind of featured in AAA. But yeah, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar should be a really good match between two really good superstars and the coming out party for Obafemi amongst this mass audience. Moving on to the next one is Sami Zayn, the United States champion, taking on Trick Williams in the United States Championship match. Sami just beat Carmelo Hayes, I want to say a week ago, for the United States Championship on an episode of SmackDown. Not the biggest fan of that. Really don't understand why, out of all people, they put the strap on Sami for WrestleMania. So really hoping that Trick Williams does win this match. They've been kind of having a little small rivalry ever since Trick Williams showed up on SmackDown. If I'm not mistaken, Sami Zayn is the first person that Trick Williams actually interrupted on his debut from SmackDown. So I really do hope that feud ends with Trick Williams being the United States champion. Moving on to the women's tag team title match between a few different tag teams. We got the champions Lash Legend and Nia Jax, both products of NXT, taking on the Bellas, taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who's also a product of NXT along with Bayley, but Lyra is under that Shawn Michaels umbrella. And they take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So it looks like it's a 4-way tag team championship match for the titles. I really do love what WWE is doing with the women's tag team division. It's by far the best tag division in all of WWE over the Raw and SmackDown brands. I feel like the women's division is kind of crowded right now with a lot of big names. You got Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee. They can't all be going for the world title at one time. So I really like how the tag division keeps all of them relevant, keeps them really busy, and at the end of the day, they're still fighting for titles. And ultimately, I feel like it can branch out into deeper storylines. Maybe later down the line, we see a Bayley-Lyra feud with Lyra maybe turning heel. Same with Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Not that I want them to do that, but those are just different directions you can take with building up these strong tag teams in this tag division. So shout out to the women's tag division. They're doing a really great job. And last but not least, we got the Raw Women's Champion, Stephanie Valkyria, taking on Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. The feud started off slow, but honestly, over these last few weeks, it's really picked up and is on the same level of these other major feuds in the WWE. Stephanie Valkyria, who was brought up under the NXT umbrella with Shawn Michaels, she's been a really solid champion. Unlike other champions, I feel like she's wrestling or in action every other week or every week. So she's a fighting champion. She's been healthy. She even was involved in storylines when she was injured and had the boot on. So she's a really hard worker and just another testament of Shawn Michaels does a really good job at recruiting and building up these guys for the next level. A lot of people are saying since Roxanne Perez did wear red on her return at Madison Square Garden, that means she's going to cost Liv Morgan the title and also cost Dominic the match against Finn Balor. So we'll see about that. But I wouldn't be mad if they let Stephanie Valkyria keep the title and we move on to a Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez versus a Roxanne Perez storyline. But yeah, man, overall, I think Shawn Michaels has done a really great job with the NXT brand. Hasn't had it for that long, but is already producing megastars, not just filling these gaps, but he's producing guys. He's producing arguably the next faces of the WWE. Like I said, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Lash Legend, Lyra Valkyria, Stephanie Valkyria. And that's not are all really great examples of the work that Shawn Michaels is putting in NXT. And those aren't the only names that you should check out. These are just the people that are featured on this year's WrestleMania. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you already haven't subscribed, leave a like, leave a comment if you don't mind. Appreciate you guys for watching. It's Fueled by Craft.